aboard, okay? So we start with the respiratory system. The larynx, that's the voice box, is the swollen part right here. That's the larynx. Extending from that is the trachea. And you can see the trachea has kind of a ribbed appearance because it's got a piece of cartilage just like ours to keep it open. So the swelling, that's the larynx, and the tube coming from it is the trachea. All right. The lungs, that's pretty obvious right here, okay, either side of the heart. And here you can see the diaphragm, which separates the thoracic cavity and the abdominal pelvic cavity. You can see the lungs look a little like the liver, but they're separated by the diaphragm. Hard and soft palate. Here's the hard palate. It's got a ribbed appearance, okay, and it's hard, it doesn't have any give. That's continuous to the soft palate, which is flexible because there is no bony shelf. And that, of course, separates the nasal cavity from the oral cavity below it. So air comes in through the nostrils, passes through the nasal cavity, then comes out in the throat by this hole right here. See that one? Internal nares, okay? And then it goes down here, this opening right here, that's the glottis, that'd be the opening into the larynx and trachea. And the flappy tissue that covers it when the animal swallows is the epiglottis. So you have a pin here that says flap, epiglottis. There's a pin actually in the hole, that would be the glottis. But if the pin is down here, most looks like the floor here, right? That's the internal nares. So make that distinction. So you've got everything else? Yeah. All right. Digestive system, we're going to start with the esophagus. Now the esophagus is right next to the trachea. It's actually a little behind it. It's this thing right here, okay? But it is collapsed. It's a muscular tube. It's not held open like the trachea because you don't want the gas going down in the GI tract. And then it comes out here, penetrating the diaphragm, and goes into the stomach, which is right in here. It's part of the esophagus. So most of the esophagus, you can see, runs through the neck into the thoracic cavity. It's not in the abdominal pelvic cavity. And then the parts of the small intestine, okay? There's the diaphragm again. This is the abdominal pelvic cavity. All right. First of all, here's the stomach. You can see it's mostly empty. It's a big sac. And then next to it, there's a glandular material right in here next to the stomach. That's the pancreas. And then here's the small intestine coming out of the stomach. And you can see too, there's a little constricted area. It's kind of pinched off there. If I have a pin there and it says valve, it'd be pyloic sphincter. If the pin is here in the proximal part of the small intestine, that's duodenum. It's here in the middle, you can call it jejunum. And so you don't get confused, down here where it runs into the large intestine, there's a tube, okay, like this part right here. That's ileum. You have a pin here between the ileum, the distal part of the small intestine, and the cecum, or the large intestine, the sac-like structure. That'd be the ileocecal sphincter. Again, if I want sphincter, I'll put valve. All right, if it's just in the tube, then you got to tell me the part of the tube, part of the small intestine, part of the large intestine. Okay, now large intestine also has three parts you should be able to identify. First of all, the big sac-like structure almost like a second stomach. That's the cecum. This part here, it's kind of in a stack here, that's the spiral colon. And then the part that comes out of this tube that runs along the midline, that would be the descending colon. So cecum, the spiral colon, and this part here, the descending colon. That's what you need to know. And I think that part, gallbladder. The gallbladder. Okay, the gallbladder here.
It's on the bottom side, isn't it?
Yeah, it's right here. It's kind of a green sac like there, and you can actually see the bile duct coming out. What's this thing right here?
Umbilical, that's umbilical thing.
Very good.
You know what I put on the test?
What?
Inferior vena cava.
Now you know.
I know now though.
I was right in the liver. Okay. All right.
I was trying to look where it went, but I couldn't move things around. I didn't have gloves, so I was like, I don't know.
Well, I got to